This is me talking about the 3 job roles that I'd want to do in the future, and I feel like I'd be able to enjoy and succeed the most at. Before I even started doing this film and video course in college while in school, I had the idea of being a director. It was always kind of a dream. But now that I kind of have the chance to work my way there, I feel like that push myself hard enough towards that goal, then maybe somewhere in the far or near future, then I'll be able to be a director. I'll start each job role by talking about the salary of each of the jobs, so let's start with the salary of the director. The national salary for a film director in the UK is around £36,413 a year. Plus tax, that comes to about 28,000 take-home pay average, which I feel like would be quite a comfortable amount of money to be able to live comfortably and contently on. I'm going to first come on to talking about what the role of a director is and what they do, and just the sort of jobs that the director has to achieve and get done. The director will be there from the pre-production of the film right until the very end to the final edit of the film. As the director, whether you were the writer and the director, you need to be able to imagine the script in a visual form. You will have to start with the script and work with the screenwriter and the scriptwriting editing team. Once the money has been sorted for the film or TV show or whatever the director's working on, then that's when they start to work with the director of photography, the assistant directors, and the production designers. I'm going to talk about some of the main roles of the director while being on set now. One of their main roles while being on set is working with the casting director in order to cast the appropriate people for the roles that are required for whatever they're working on. As I said before, the director does quite a bit of script editing. This can either be pre-production, before filming even started, or while filming if they need quick edits to the script or improvised lines. And obviously the most important role of being the director is being able to direct the actors and cameras, being able to get the right shots and come out with the results that you will be most satisfied with, and what you plan during pre-production, such as the storyboards and the mood boards. The director is so important to the whole film because they determine some of the biggest decisions within the film. They're the creative vision of the film, which means they have everything they want planned out. All the shots they want, everything, how they want everything to look, everything is planned out. If you want to become a director or get into directing, it's not as easy as just being a director. Nothing ever is as just easy as getting the job you want. You need to start off as someone less important. Obviously, you're still going to be important to the production of the film, you're just not the director. For example, lots of directors started off as floor runners and then worked their way up to second or third floor managers. You need to be able to become a jack of all trades before you can just choose one and settle on it, especially if it's such an important role as being a director. You basically just need to get so much experience before you can become a director. You need to just do as much work on film sets as possible. Okay, so now I've talked about my first job role that I would like to do. I'm gonna move on to screenwriter. The reason screenwriter came to mind when thinking about jobs that I'd want to do in the future is because I feel like they have such a creative mind and they're able to come up with such amazing ideas on paper that then can be transferred onto the screen, which I just find very fascinating. One of my favourite screenwriters and kind of inspirations is Vince Gilligan, the writer of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. He's also done a few other films and TV shows. The way he's able to just write so well each episode of Breaking Bad and then able to visually tell that story on the screen, then it just shows that he has such an amazing ability at just showing attention to detail. Right, anyway, less about him and more about the actual job of a screenwriter. So the average salary for a screenwriter pays about £38,000 a year plus tax, which will come to around roughly £28,000 a year of take-home pay, of course. So the job of the screenwriter is to develop the screenplays for the film or TV show. They do this either based on an original idea or by adapting an existing story into a screenplay, or joining an existing project. As a screenwriter, you need to be able to write your script in a way that the reader is able to investigate and explore the ideas that you're portraying in your script. You need to be able to write it so that they can understand the emotion and the way they will work on screen, and obviously how they're supposed to actually portray that character. The screenwriters work with a lot of different people, such as producers, directors, and actors. This is so that they can all understand the script and they're able to draft and redraft the script if there's any problems or any new ideas come up. The scriptwriter never really works alone. They always usually have an assistant that is able to fact check and provide research and information. They can also have their scripts overseen by editors. In order to become a screenwriter, which according to my research isn't the easiest thing, as it is a very competitive field of work, you need to be determined and you need to have the ambition to succeed if you want to be a screenwriter, if you want to do anything really in simple form, because if you don't try hard enough, you're never gonna get what you want. Really, nothing falls into your hands. You gotta fight for what you want. You need to just practice as much as possible and write as many of your own screenplays as you can. I really enjoyed the whole process of actually writing a script, even though it was a very short script. I enjoyed writing it for the opening of a feature film that I did with Ben and Ollie for the Red Room. I had the chance of writing there was a bit of dialogue, and for the action sequence, which I really did enjoy doing. I really enjoyed the whole creative thinking of it and coming up with my own raw ideas. And it was very satisfying actually being able to see that then get put together in the editing process and the filming process of it, watching it get filmed, knowing that was my idea sort of thing. Okay, so moving on to the third job role now, which is a set designer and decorator / decorator, so kind of both mixed into one sort of thing. My thought process when thinking about this job role was the fact that I'm quite a creative person. I like using my hands and like working and doing crafts and stuff, so I feel like this would be a suitable job for me. So the salary for a set designer ranges, but I came up with a calculation of like 30,656, which comes to 24,286 when taxes included, which doesn't seem too bad if you're doing a job you enjoy. So the role of the set designer / decorator is to create the background of the action and kind of explain the context, adding mood of what the scene is supposed to feel like. Though the decorators seem kind of similar to the prop masters, they tend to deal with the placing of the objects that the actor holds, whereas the decorators sort out the backgrounds, so the walls, the vehicles and furniture, everything that's going on within the scene that doesn't involve the actor. Before any filming gets done, the decorators work with a lot of different people with different roles. So they work with the director, the art director, prop masters, like I said earlier, and production buyers. This is so they can go through the script and work out what is needed for that set and how they're gonna make it work. They don't do everything themselves. If they need any furniture made, they'll hire prop makers to make the furniture once they've made a list and a plan of what they need for the shoot. The day before filming starts, the set decorators get to set early so they can begin dressing the set just like a makeup artist would on the day of filming. They would, if there's any drastic makeup needed, the actors and the makeup artist would arrive early so they can start filming on time, so that way there'll be no delays. Once they've dressed the scene and set the whole scene up, then it's all checked by the director and the director of photography, and then they move on to the next scene that they have to dress. Once that scene has been shot and finalised and they no longer need the set, the decorators are responsible for taking apart each set, making room for, another set. And that just tends to be repeated for each set they need, putting it up and taking it back down. So that was my vlog on talking about the 3 job roles that I would want to do in the future.